Hi everyone, welcome back to the tutorials. In this video, I want to talk about major diatonic scales, and we'll only be focusing on two scales, C major and G major. We'll focus on these because they are the most basic ones, and also they are the ones that you can find in your textbook in Faber's Piano All-in-One. So first, let's see what a scale is. A scale is a series of notes in succession. And for now, we'll only be playing a scale in one octave. So from middle C to treble C, for example. There are several types of scales, actually, but each one has a specific combination of half notes and whole notes. The one we're doing right now is called major diatonic scale. It's the most common scale used in Western music. It's built using the following pattern. So whole step, another whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. As you can see in the major scale, there are two half steps. So the first one occurs between the third and fourth note, and the second one occurs between the seventh and the eighth note. So let's look at G major for a second. G major scale, it uses the same pattern. G, A, that's a whole step, another whole step, and here comes the half step, and then whole, whole, and we need another whole step. So here comes a sharp, first sharp. So E to F sharp is a whole step. And then F sharp to G is the second half step. Once you know this pattern, you can pretty much figure out the notes in every major scale. For example, if I want to play D major scale, just follow the same pattern. Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Or F major, whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. So here is C major scale again. And notice that I'm using this particular fingering for it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the default fingering for most of the major scales. And to come back, it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. And the left hand fingering is the reversal of the right hand fingering. So starting with 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Just like how the right hand goes down. And then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like how the right hand goes up. Okay, now let's look at a short piece in your textbook that utilizes the C major scale in the melody. I'm just gonna demonstrate it first. This is the can-can on page 136 and 137. So as I'm demonstrating can-can to you, I want you to think about two questions. First, what are the chords I'm playing in the left hand? Second, where is the C major scale? Okay, so here it goes. Can you answer both questions? If you did, well done. Here are the answers. So the piece starts with a C major chord, and then G7 chord. If you remember from the last video, Trumpet Voluntary, we learned about the G7 chord there. And then at the end, you might or might not have noticed, measure 15 and 16. There's another chord there. So that is called C sus4 chord. It's called C sus4 because there is a perfect fourth in the chord. So instead of root, third, and fifth, for a regular C chord, we have root, the fourth, perfect fourth, and then fifth. Okay, now let's look at the second question. Where is the C major scale? Here comes the C major scale. So it's a descending part of the C major scale. All right, now I will start playing the melody from the beginning slowly. 2, 3, 4. D. And watch my fingering change to 4 on the second G. And again, change to 2 on the second D. And here comes the scale. Watch the fingering change to 3 after 1. 1, 3, 2, 1. Now let's look at another piece in your textbook in the key of G major. So this is Minuet in G on page 156 and 157. Since G major scale has F sharp, a piece in the key of G major will always have F sharp in it. So instead of writing the sharp in front of every F you see in the music, there's usually something called a key signature. So you will see in the beginning of each system, each line, there is a sharp on the F line, which indicates the key for the entire piece. In this case, 1 sharp, meaning it's in the key of G major. What's interesting about Minuet in G is that it uses different parts of the G major scale. For example, in the beginning, you have G, A, B, C, D. And then measure 3, you have C, D, E, F sharp, G, which is the higher part of the G major scale. And then measure 5, a descending part of the scale. And at the end, it's always 5 notes at a time. So here's Minuet in G. Alright, that's how you play C major scale and G major scale. In the next videos, I'll show you a few more pieces in those two keys.